Greetings! Welcome to the wake. Hey guys, I thoroughly... Oh, by the way, like my Mummy and the Monkey shirt, right? They just had their 300th episode last Friday. We'll talk about that in a bit. Okay, so, Evil Ed. Now, there are certain genres that I never thought that we would be participating in. First of all, Swedish slasher movies. Like, when this popped up, right, and I'm doing my due diligence, I'm looking it up, right, and I'm like Swedish slash, and just reading all the, I mean, it was a video nasty, right, and just reading all the write-ups for the movie, right, it broke me up, because you either love this movie or you vilely hated it, you know, and I liked this movie a lot, I really did, because you actually got to watch, right, the beginning, you saw one man, right, just totally lose it and then chew a grenade, right, because he went nuts, right. Then, in this movie, right, you get to see this person from the beginning slowly go nuts to where he gets to the guy that was at the beginning of the movie, like where he at, you know what I mean? So it's sort of like a wraparound, right? You see what happened, now you see how he got there, right? And very, very enjoyable, right? Now, hello? Can you hear me? Hope so, because that microphone is lit up. Desk mic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So, right. But I mean, if they could make this movie just a little bit, but then it'll defeat the purpose. Because the reason why he's going nuts is because he's got to watch all these crazy ass movies. Oh my God! And it was just, I mean, can you picture being boarded up in a house, right? And they do these things, right? They. I've been where they sent us on like weekend conferences where you brainstorm to get stuff together, right? And yeah, basically it's, you know, it's a drink fest. But this guy got sent out, right? So here, I'll give you the keys to my house up in the cabin. Nobody's up there. Nobody will bother you, even though the one neighbor, right? And he just like slowly watching those movies. Like, you get desensitized, and all of a sudden, like, you don't realize that it's a bad thing, you know? And then, you know, Mr. Big over at the movie studio, right? Like, he was such a putz. But what are you going to do? You get guys like that, you know? That's what made the movie entertaining. You had protagonists, you had an antagonist, right? And then you had things that went batshit crazy. Yeah. So, all right, now, next week, we have Plan 9 from Outer Space, which is really good, but it's our 100th episode. Our 100th episode, guys. This is, like, amazing, okay? So, we started on a June 14th Flag Day in 2024, right? And we, you know, if you get a chance, right, I have a couple of ones that we did that were public domain that I have out on our YouTube channel, right? And Driller Killer isn't one of them, right? But I think Blood Farmers is. But, you know, one of the ones that was in our first few weeks, right? And it's just funny because the doc's very natural. He's used to be in front of the camera. Me, I'm like reading everything, going, yeah, this movie was written in 1934. Ha ha, what do you think, Doc? Ha ha. Because I was stiff as a board, right? And I was bound to that script because that's what my job, right? I was a project manager, right? And you build your script, right? Basically, you build your project. You know, who's going to do what, when, where, and how, right? Well, to me, that's the script, and you have to stick by it. And I learned that this job is 98% talking off the cuff, ad lib. Hence the wig. All right, now. But yeah, it's our 100th episode, right? The doc and I threw a couple funny bits in, right? We're gonna have a really good time. And then 2 weeks after that is our second anniversary, right? So for the 100th episode, right, I talked to the guys. I wanted to get something like significant, right? You know what I mean? Because it would, you know, our 100th episode, right? I wanted to get a movie that would, you know, be significant for that, right? And I think Plan 9 from Outer Space is the perfect movie, right? Now, for our anniversary, right? Last year we went with Crickfoot. The doc arranged all that for us, right? And then this year we have Tales of Dracula 1 and 2, right? 2 more independent movies, right? The doc had arranged for us. So I think when it comes to the anniversary shows, I'm gonna let the doc take it because he's got three bangers, you know what I'm saying? Really good movies. That are independent movies. People that are doing independent movies are trying to get their name out there, right? We are here to help. We are here to facilitate, right? So like everybody who I interviewed with the Westchester Film Fest, right? People I've interviewed for Delco Horror Haven, right? You guys all know, right? That when I put the videos out there, right, they sit out on YouTube and then they get put on the show eventually, right? And it's like, to me, I look at it like I'm helping promote you, right? And then I'm getting content for the show, you know? So, you know, what I love about this is, you know, for our anniversary shows, I think we have to get local, independent movie people, right? And then we're going to continue to do that from now on, right? And that's a doc's job. He's done 2 years in a row, done great. All right. What else? Oh, so what's coming up with me, right? Well, last week I've been on 4 channels in 1 week, which is kind of one ZubaTube, which Kirk from Chad and Bunny was telling me about. So I did a collaboration for Halfway to Halloween with Kirk from Chad and Bunny, right? Great guy. All 3 of them, they're great people. I thoroughly enjoyed working with them. He had to deal with me, and the problem was, you guys knew I got my knee done, right? And I kept saying, I'm going to work on it this week, and then, you know, I wouldn't be sleeping, and then next thing I know, it's the next week already, right? So finally I got to sit down and do it, right? And it was perfect because they were stuck in the elevator, and then I pulled out my fire police stuff, and they're pretending we're going to go. And I had the footage from me on the fire truck from Christmas when I did the Santa one for Elves. Elves, the movie about elves. It wasn't actually an elf, and there was only one. Yeah, things we've had on. And you'll probably see that rerun many years because it was a good episode. But, all right. And then, you know, and it was fun, right? And it aired on the Monster Channel, right? Which I really appreciate Halloween Jack for putting it on at 10 o'clock, right? So we put it on after Cemetery Cinema that we had on last week. And it was cool because it was like the doc had a 7:30 show. I think that was her trailer park. Then Sally was on 8 to 10, right? Then I was on 10 till midnight, I guess. And then the doc was in their second show too. Oh, he was in between me and Sally because he did, her movie was an hour and a half, and our movie was only an hour and a half too. So, but we did King of the Zombies, which was a really good movie. I remember seeing it way back. I remember watching it probably at my grandmother's house. My grandfather liked watching all those horror mystery movies, right? And even though there were zombies in it, right, it wasn't like a horror movie. It was just like that gothic, you know, Dracula, that, you know, Universal kind of look to it. And it was good. I really liked it. And I love Manfred, right? He's such a good actor, right? And it's a sin the way the country was back then, you know what I mean? And he portrayed his part fantastic. And I laughed, I cried. He was perfect, right? And I really would have loved to have seen if he became Shemp, right? Because that was the rumor, that he was supposed to become Shemp. Let me redo this, right? Shemp died, right? And they didn't know if they wanted to go to Curly because Curly had a drinking problem, right? Even though Curly's the best stooge out there, right? And they were going to hire this guy, Manfred, Mantold. Oh God, I can't think of his name. But it would have been like crazy because the Stooges, they're Jewish, right? So you would have Mo Howard and Larry Fine. Then you would have had him, a black guy, right? And that would have been a great team up. I wish they would have done at least one or two shorts together. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool. But all right, so 100th episode, 2nd anniversary with Tales of Dracula. I can't wait. I'm actually going to be watching them on Monday this week to get all our paperwork and our script and stuff done, right? Or outline. Don't want to say script because, like, script is you have to read everything. An outline. Boom. Right? And then, so another thing, right? I'm going to be working on, I have 2 movies in mind to do for the Monster Channel. Halloween Jack asked me if I wanted to do some, and I was like, I'd be excited. I just got to find the time. Right. Even though I'm semi-retired, I am doing a lot of things. Like last night, I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning smoking pork roast for a catering job that our troupe is doing. You know what I mean? So I'm busy, just not like working, right? Which leads me into my next thing. I got 2 things for a voiceover job. One is for Tubi, and the other one is for an independent guy. And the independent guy, I'm going to be a cop. Just a voice, right? And then for the other one, I don't know what that's going to be. I know it's like Tubi's greatest fan, that kind of thing. And then, I don't know what I know they pay. Well, no, both of them pay, but, I'll be doing that today. So I'm going back to work, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So that's about where I'm at. Let's see. Yeah, so, yep, so next week, our 100th episode, 100, right? And then after that, we got, Honeymoon, right? Which will be perfect for, the month of June, right? Tales of Dracula. Then we have Voodoo Man with Bela Lugosi. I have not seen that in years. I'm looking forward to watching that one and presenting that for you guys. And then the last one we're going to do before the Doc and I break up for the summer is a Sherlock Holmes Pearl of Death, right? So it's sort of like a mystery horror movie, and I'm looking forward to that big time. Then when the summer comes, right, what we did last year is the Doc and I, we just did individual shows. So the Doc has picked up for the summer White of the Eye and Curse of the Aztec Mummy. And then I have Dracula versus Billy the Kid, which I'm going to do live from Darby, Montana. I have no idea I'm going to pull that off, but I'm going to do it. And then I have to pick out a second movie for the summer. So I don't know where I'm going to be yet with that. But I will pick out another movie for the summer. And then, when the fall comes in, we got a boatload of movies we're going to show. I mean, like, we have Grotesque 3, right? Because there's so many unanswered questions from 1 and 2 with our girl Elizabeth Chamberlain. And I'm Haunted 5, which is available now on YouTube. Don't watch it till September when we have it on, right? I just spoke with Brandon Rhymes, I think his name is. He's from Higher Universe. I texted him back and forth earlier in the week, and he guaranteed us that we could have both those movies when they come out. All right. We have Ghost House, Video Dead, Popcorn, Majorettes. We have The Monster Squad is going to be our movie on Halloween. We're going to be on Saturday night for Halloween. We're going to have Monster Squad. Good movie. Kids can watch it, right? I think it's kind of cool. Kids come back in from trick-or-treat and you have the movie on. Boom, right? It'll be fun, right? We'll be going up against the big guy on Halloween, but, I think we can handle it, right? And I have to go email him later today, Mr. Svengoolie, Rich Kaz, who I am a huge fan of, right? But I kind of made him mad when I was doing my my previews before when we were on Saturday night, like with the boxing thing, and he didn't appreciate that. I thought they were funny. You thought they were funny. The Godfather did not. So hopefully I have to write him about joining us for our reading of the Declaration of Independence. So, all right. Well, guys, I am out. If what's up? What's up, John? Jonathan, I see you out there, right? I am for Plan 9, just for the doc has that. We did that last month, and we are getting together the week of Memorial Day, right? That week to film our next 4, okay? And then, John, I will pick out my second one for the summer. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm out. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later, man. Ooh, what's up, Darby? Darby, it broke me up when I found that was actually your name, and my whole bit is I'm from Darby, right? So, it's just, welcome to the family. And if you didn't do your Declaration of Independence thing, do that for me and get it out there, right? Right, I'm out. Mad Darbarian, OUT, Florida Wake. And I'm going to be working on my my Tubi and all that kind of stuff today. Hopefully. See you.